Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Janelle, and together we're going to go through our Feel Your Best Self workshop kits. And we're also going to show you examples of materials that you could use if you don't have a kit, if you want to build your own puppet at home. So the first thing that we have is a sock. We use that for the puppet's body. Now, our socks, we tend to put this mouth plate in. So when you have the kit, it's already included. This is inside out. So we have this cardboard mouth plate that we have glued into the sock. And what does it look like inside out, Janelle?
Like this.
Aha. So Janelle has discovered that she already has a puppet all ready to go. The mouth works. It can look up and down. So let's see what other materials that we could use if we don't have a Feel Your Best Self kit. Well, if you're home and you happen to have an odd gym sock lying around, you can use that. But also, we have brown paper bags or different colored paper bags that you can use for your puppet body, like we did for this. Or if you don't have that, you can always just use your hand. Or you can dress it up and give your hand a wig.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
It's amazing.
So that's the puppet body. So let's take a closer look at the mouth plate. This is one of the socks that we prepared for your kits, and it has a little cardboard oval that we have stuck in with some self-adhesive. When we used to make these, we would always fire up the old hot glue gun, but lately we have been moving into using this double-sided adhesive kind of material. So when we create the mouth plate out of cardboard, we then will peel the adhesive off and put it directly inside the sock. Now, if you don't have one of our kits, what else can you use for a mouth plate? Well, we've got index cards are great. Cardboard is what we use. And some people prefer to do a sock without a mouth plate, which works just fine, as Janelle is demonstrating. So now let's take a look inside of our puppet parts bag. Okay, so in here we have this really fun ball of fluff. We use this to make the noses very often. This is polyfill. You can find it at the fabric store. This is what's inside all of your stuffies. If you don't happen to have any of this polyfill around, you can also use tissues, paper towel, tissue paper, newspaper. You can get some cotton balls out of your medicine cabinet, or some people prefer not to have a fluffy nose at all. So it can be whichever way you prefer. Next thing in our construction bag, we have this really cool mouth plate shaped thing out of black self-adhesive felt. Can you show us that mouth plate inside the puppet? So what we do, if you don't have this lovely double-sided adhesive, you can use just straight up felt from the fabric store, or you can use construction paper, or you can just use a marker and color the inside of your mouth. Adding to that, we have this really cool tongue that comes inside of our kit, and this is made out of red double-sided adhesive felt. And the really cool part about these is that some people will like to cut out their own shapes. So if you're working on fine motor skills and scissor dexterity, it might be a good idea to let your students freestyle these a little bit more. Some more sticky felt. These beautiful little discs are the pupils for the eyes. Again, if you don't have our kit, you can use buttons or gems or anything to make these pupils. And you stick them on these really cool eyeballs that we have. So this is a half hemisphere made out of styrofoam that we ordered, and we pre-treated it with some of this double-sided sticky that we cut into discs. If you don't have these, you can go to our old standby, which is a ping pong ball that you cut in half. Or if you have some plastic spoons, you can cut the handle off. You can use an egg carton to make eye shapes, or you can use these great Google eyes that you can find at any craft store. Buttons and markers will also be great for this task. So now we're getting into the fun part. We're going to take a look at what's inside our decoration bag, or our bling bag. Go ahead and take a look, Janelle. And what do you have for us?
Well, in our kit, we have 2 yarn bundles. We can use this as hair, mustache, or anything.
So if you don't have our kit, we'll show you a little secret how we make our yarn bundles. So this piece of fancy cardboard is our wig loom, and we take yarn and we wrap it around and around and around until we get a good chunk of hair. And then we'll just cut it right down the middle, and we'll tie off on either side so that it makes a wig just like what Janelle is showing. Now, if you don't have yarn, you can also use some cool decorations like these that you can find at the store. We have some fabric that I cut into a little fabric wig here. You can use construction paper, or you can use pipe cleaners or any other craft materials that you have. So you notice in your bag, your puppet's wig has a little piece of double-sided tape. This is some really cool Velcro that comes in a roll, and we have hot glued the Velcro on to this hair, so then you can peel the sticky part off and stick it right onto your puppet. And if you don't have one of our kits, you could use hot glue, white glue, craft glue, sticky dots, or this really cool sticky Velcro, these discs that we have. And these can all be used to stick your hair onto your puppet. So what else do we have in the bling bag for our friends?
So next we have feathers.
So what we do is we take these craft feathers and then we attach a little self-adhesive Velcro circle with hot glue onto the feather so that the kids can peel off the backing and attach it to their puppet.
Now we have foam stickers.
These foam stickers are very cool, very accessible, and you can find them in most craft stores. These are also self-adhesive.
And we have foam balls.
Some more self-adhesive products here. These pom-pom balls will come off and you can stick them anywhere on your puppet. What other things come in the bling bag?
Lastly, we have gems.
Ooh, gems. So these really cool self-adhesive gems are available at any craft store. What is interesting about this is we wanted to make everything self-adhesive so that the kids would be able to do a lot on their own. But what other things about the self-adhesive process do we want to point out, Janelle?
Well, we should make sure that the kids are having fun and being safe with them, and also really pressing hard on the self-adhesive items so that they can stick onto the sock.
So one of the things about self-adhesive is because it's not hot glue, it's a little less permanent. So when the kids are taking their puppets on and off and using them to learn the strategies, we want to make sure that we're very gentle with our friends so that they can last for a long time. If you don't have our kit, we have some really great examples of some other fun bling that you can attach on your own. So all of these are non-self-adhesive. So you're still going to want to use products like this craft glue or some white glue. Just remember that the white glue does take a pretty long time to dry. So if you're using white glue, you might have to wait overnight until you can use your puppet. Now remember, anything can be a puppet, so there's no right or wrong way to make your friends. Thank you for joining us today. And get out there and build a puppet. Bye!